Well, here we are at the Making Waves podcast at DEFSEC Atlantic. What an exciting time it is. First one of the day, and the show is a buzz already. 9 o'clock, doors just open. First guest out of the gate, Victoria Belbin. Victoria, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Victoria Belbin. I'm CEO for ACADA, which is the Atlantic Canadian Association for Aerospace and Defence.
That's a mouthful.
It is. And every time I say it, I'm like, okay, I got to get it right. And we are the presenting sponsor for DEFSEC Atlantic this year, and we are very excited about everybody who's here. There are about 1,000 delegates. Booths from SMEs and large companies from all over Canada and the world. This is an exciting place to be right now.
100%.
Yes.
And congratulations for being the sponsor of the event. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you come from?
Me. I'm from town.
Which town is that?
I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland, and I still live there. A lot of people ask me that question as the new CEO, where are you? Because our head office is in Halifax.
Right.
And we've got a great team right across the Atlantic region. We've got provincial directors in each of the provinces. But the pandemic kind of opened people's eyes, and I threw my hat into the competition, and they said, would you move? And I said, well, not necessarily, and they said that's okay. You can still be in Newfoundland and be the CEO for this association, awesome. Which is fantastic.
Well,
yes.
I have met you before, and I know you've done incredible work with the Canadian Home Builders Association. So this seems to me to be a great fit. 4 months, I think you're in the role?
I started the first week of June.
4 months. I can see why you might trip up over the name of the association. We'll work on that ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, that's exciting for you, and good for them to kind of to look differently about how people work and the like. I'm sure you're going to contribute a lot. Let's talk a little bit about the industry right now. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of growth in the aerospace, defense, marine sector. Tell me about your thoughts on that.
It's a very exciting industry, and not a lot of coming from the Canadian Home Builders Association into an industry of aerospace and defense and security. This is not everybody truly understands what is happening in this industry. It's not as attainable for the average person, but when you walk around the floor here, the technology and the advancement and the attachment to moving the industries forward, it's amazing, and the passion that I see in the people that I'm meeting this week has been truly amazing.
Well, it's funny, Alan, I think about the saying, people say, oh, it's not rocket science. Well, in fact, there is rocket science.
I know, it has been in my mind. It is rocket science. I've been meeting people that are doing satellite systems, building space technology that's going up into space, but it's land, it's marine, and it's air. So this is a very diverse industry, and it makes a significant contribution to the economy. 1.4 billion direct to the Atlantic Canadian GDP.
Isn't that something?
It is. So it's a little unknown, and that's what I'm excited about, is to get people talking about it and what's happening and promoting it and building the relationships with government, all three levels of government across Canada, the world, and really showcasing what's happening here in Atlantic Canada.
With all that growth and everything that we just talked about, there's so much opportunity here for people to be involved. As you said, I mean, there's everything here. You can find your place in this industry without a problem. Tell me about the opportunities that exist.
Oh, goodness. So I'm really on the cusp of truly knowing what the opportunity is. I have a team that have traveled the world with these companies, and the market opportunities that are just waiting on the doorstep 100%. Of these companies. They know it. And so what we're trying to do is bring them together. We're right across from the ACADA booth, and we have a SME zone, a small enterprise, medium-sized enterprise. And we've got 6 companies here that are just on the cusp of just doing some fantastic stuff. So it's really what we're trying to do. We have 4 pillars at ACADA. We have business development, business competitiveness, workforce development and industry promotion. So everything we do fits into those 4 pillars. Our top pieces right now that we are focusing on is competitiveness and workforce development. We know that we have to focus our efforts there so that we can raise this industry up and really truly take advantage of those opportunities that are right on the
100%.
doorstep.
And you've got a great team.
Oh,
and the ACADA team
so lucky,
has been
yes.
around
Yes.
the globe.
Yes.
I've been
They
to
have.
a lot of defense
Yeah.
shows, and they're everywhere, and they're telling the story.
Yeah, and I just over the last couple of days, when we've been meeting face to face, I've been able to see the interaction that our provincial directors have with companies and hearing the testimonials of what a difference they made.
Yeah.
We're a little unique because we know our companies personally,
Yeah.
and we know what it is they need,
Right.
and we probably know a little bit more than they know.
Yeah.
And so we're able, or my team is able to say, this is where we think you should focus.
Yeah.
Not on your business, but let's help your business get to where it needs to go.
Right.
And I've heard fantastic testimonials over the last 48 hours. It's amazing.
100%. I mean, the group here in Atlantic Canada works so effectively
Yep.
together. I mean, whether government, industry, academia, everybody is in it together. And we often use the expression, Jerry and I, that a rising tide floats all boats. People genuinely want to see one another do well.
They do.
What a
They
great
do.
expression.
Yeah.
Like, picture that. The optimism. I can feel like we're
Yeah,
sitting
you
here
can.
talking,
You
and
can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
I'm focused on you, but I also have seen so many people around
Yeah,
here. There's
yeah.
so much optimism in
Yeah.
the room, Alan. isn't
Right.
there?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, what makes you the most excited about this industry right now?
We have, so we've had a really unique opportunity in Atlantic Canada over the last 18 months. We're coming out of a really challenging time. But we know from what we're hearing from these companies that we've been working with, that they've been able to pivot, they've been able to diversify, they're working with each other, and they're strong, right? And we know that they're ready, right? And that's what excites me. Nobody is, that I've met over the last 48 hours being here in this building, has said to me, oh, it's been so hard.
No.
They're ready. They're ready, and they know. They just want to open the doors for business, and we're ready. Yeah.
It's funny you say that. When you think about it, everyone here are deep thinkers. We've had 18 months to think.
Thinking, yeah.
I can't even imagine some of the products that are going to come out of that deep thinking.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
And they're
absolutely.
chomping at the bit, as you said, to come out, right?
They really
get
are.
ready to
They
go and
really
get
are.
into the conversation.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this event right now. Is there's going to be so many conversations, right? People are going to find themselves in the market, and I can tell you, ACADA is going to be a big part of that, making those
Absolutely.
connections, right?
Well, we had an industry day yesterday with GD and Marshall.
Right.
And we had maybe 2.5, 3 weeks
Right.
to coordinate this. We had 140 individuals who registered for Industry Day, and we coordinated up to, I think it was close to 100 B2B meetings.
Right.
And so this is about GD and Marshall coming in to Atlantic Canada and wanting to secure
Right.
a supply chain.
Absolutely.
We could not accommodate all of those requests. Like 90 is a lot to coordinate, and we did it with our partners, ACOA.
Right.
But what an opportunity! Business is coming and knocking on Atlantic Canada's door, knowing that this is a good place to come and do business.
Well, what a perfect way to start the Making Waves podcast, because there's no doubt about it, waves are starting to churn.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be good things coming.
Yeah.
Victoria, thanks very much for joining the podcast. And
Thank you very
thanks very much for your insights. And I wish you all the best in your new role. I know you know it, but you've got a great team there and a great leader in charge of it. So good luck.
Well, I thank you both very much.
Thank
Yes.
you. And it's much better to have you in person than on Zoom.
100%.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.